Hi, this is A Hermit, and I'm coming to you for week 4 of the Homeschool Vlog Hop. This week's topic is homeschool binders um, and organizers. I think that was binders and calendars. I didn't use a binder or calendar per se, but I used a series of web pages through Google. If you're familiar with Gmail, then you should be familiar with the other Google products. I used 3 specific tools by Google. I'll start with the Google Sites. Google Sites allows you to create a web page. So each child had a web page or start page each year. And what I would put on each start page is I would put each subject: math, language, science, history, Spanish. And under each of those headings, I would put the website that they use, because if you watched my video last week, then you know that the bulk of my children's academics were done through websites. So they had a link either to each website, or they had a link to a syllabus which I created for them, and then that syllabus would have links to each lesson, so they would be able to click through in an intuitive way to get their work done. On the side, or in the sidebar of that web page that I would create for them, I would put their schedule. For example, I'm looking at an old start page of my daughters, and I wrote Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, math, science, history, and Spanish. Tuesday, Audios Academies, Intro to Lit, Intro to Drama, Intro to Art, Worldview Course, and Drama Club. And then I wrote Thursday afternoons and some Saturdays, Drama Club, and I wrote daily reading. So she also had a schedule. She could wake up, say, what day is it, look, and see what she had to get accomplished. Sometimes there were subpages. I made a Pride and Prejudice subpage that probably linked to the literature site that I spoke about last week, to walk her through Pride and Prejudice. And then once again, I had all the related links on the other side. Hippocampus, Khan Academy, Brain Pop, anything that they could use to give them perhaps a deeper insight on a subject. So step 1 was to create a start page every year. And it also spelled out, it might have spelled out, depending on what we're doing that year, we're going to do these subjects in the fall, we're going to do these subjects in the spring, or we're going to do this all year. So they could go to the start page and get that done. I mentioned syllabuses. Once I had mapped out what they're going to do for the year, I would make a Google Doc and map out. It's now called Google Drive, and map out what they were going to do week by week. And I would look at the calendar and I would date it, and I could go in and adjust those dates at any point in the year that I had to adjust them. But they could click from their start page into their syllabus, and their syllabus would then click through to any online videos and lessons or tests or whatever I want them to do that day. Finally, I set up a Google Calendar. We each had a Gmail account, and attached to each Gmail account is a Google Calendar account. I might go ahead and for each child say do these subjects at this time, and I could schedule that through Google Calendar, and I could see that and they could see it. I would put in all events, shows that they had to do, shows they wanted to see, parties, all of that. I could schedule myself and or my husband to drive them to said events. I can invite people outside of the family perhaps to those events. But instead of a big calendar on the wall of the kitchen that you see in a lot of houses, we had that online. And since we all checked our emails every day, we could also just go ahead and check our Google calendars each morning to see where we had to be or what we needed to accomplish on that day. I'm sure there are other Google tools that you and your kids can use and explore, but those are the 3 tools that we use probably from 8th grade and up. It was just an intuitive, quick, and no-nonsense way to have their work ready for them and not really have any clutter in the house. They knew to turn on the computer, see what they had to do, and get it done. I kept what few textbooks they had stored in the same place so they could retrieve the textbook, use the textbook, and put it back. One reason I use this online system is because people around here would lose things that they did not want to do, and so you cannot lose the internet. And so I used internet resources to schedule our lives. If they were paper type people, they could also keep a paper calendar and use the Google Calendar to write down the stuff themselves, but they still had to check the calendar to see if anything had changed. And this is going to be very useful in the workforce and later in life because things are just going to get scheduled and they're going to have to do them. So that's all I have for this week. I'm getting ready to bring my kids off to college in 2 days. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a wonderful week for me, so I didn't get it done earlier. I apologize for that. But I still hope that what I presented to you is very useful. And have a great week, y'all.